Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Sunday, the 13th of June 2021. Of course, it's Observer Day, not Guardian Day, since it's a Sunday. Guardian doesn't publish on a Sunday, so its sister publication provides us gratis with a Sudoku puzzle, but it doesn't give the level, so at this stage I have no idea. Sometimes it's quite tricky, sometimes it's pretty easy, so I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking for. We'll get onto that in a moment. Something that attracted my eye today was Hermes announcing that they have a new bag, and the material is made from a type of fungus, something called fine mycelium, which is kind of odd, but introduced me to something I didn't really know about, which is something called bioleathers. Apparently, technologists are working on producing forms of leather from grown products. I mean, things like pineapple skin, I think, or I'm not sure if it's the leaf of the pineapple tree or the skin of the pineapple itself, discarded flower petals, and things like this. So this is really interesting, and this could be a great way forward. Now, of course, Hermes bags are not going to save the world because they're pretty expensive and pretty exclusive. But the use of plant technology, plants, and provided with technology to improve their usefulness as storage devices, whatever that may be, is a great thing. Now, here in Thailand, more than 30 years ago, leaves were often used, less so in the cities, but in the countryside, leaves were used for food packaging a lot. Things like banana leaves and other large leaves that were suitable, and they were a great way of um, transporting food from place to place, and takeaway food and things like that. Of course, that's all been supplanted now by plastic and styrofoam sometimes, although they have tried to reduce that the amount of styrofoam also. But we don't use enough of our plant. It's simple things like using plants in better ways. I mean, if we could grow more plants, it would surely help the environment in terms of carbon dioxide reductions as well. So let's hope that bioleathers and technologists working on plant life can really help us to come up with better solutions. Right now, today's Observer Sudoku, as I say, I have no idea if it's going to be easy, medium, or difficult. So I'll just explain the rules. You'll see plenty of rows across, 9 of them in fact, and we need to fit the numbers 1 to 9 each, and we have the same number of columns, that is 9. And we do the same thing, we fit digits 1 to 9 in there, and we have these 9 boxes. And guess what? Yes, you're right. We fit numbers 1 to 9 in each of those blocks. And that's it. And so we find numbers because we know that numbers can only appear once. So, okay, this may look a little difficult for beginners, but if you see this row here, a thing that hits my eye very immediately is I see a lot of intersecting 2's. And when I double check on this, I can see, look, this 2 means that 2 cannot appear again in this column, right? So there cannot be a 2 here. This 2 means no 2's can appear again in this column, so there can't be a 2 here. There's a 2 blocking this square here, there's a 2 blocking this square here, there's a 2 here, and there's a 2 there. So in all of this row, there are so many 2's. There are 2's blocking everywhere except this square here, and so by a process of elimination, that has to be a 2. If you're wondering how I saw that, I didn't see it initially from just looking at this row. I saw it because I noticed a pattern of 2's just being limited to these 2 squares and these 2 squares here, and that made me look and check in this central, in this block here, in the upper row in this block, because I knew that it would be limited to that position, somewhere in that position, and that made me check the 2's here. So it doesn't matter how you find the numbers, whatever your technique, but sometimes it's useful to understand how people arrive at things. This 8 blocks in this column, this 8 blocks this square, and so an 8 will appear here. For newcomers to the channel, I should say that I don't play these games at all before starting the video. Sometimes it takes me a long time because I have no brain cells active, and sometimes I do them pretty quickly if I'm on form that day. I can't guarantee it. And sometimes unconnected with levels. Anyway, so just to let you know that this is live, as it were, although it's recorded. Does that make sense? It's a live solve. I only get one chance at it. And also, if you're new to this channel, you might notice the background noise. That's because I'm very... I don't have any soundproofing, really. And okay, I'm not seeing anything useful. I'm chatting and trying to look around the grid, but not seeing a great deal yet, so... If you're wondering what that sound is, so am I. I think it's a motorbike of some description, but it sounds more like a tank. Well, oh dear. It looks like I might have to start filling in some candidates, because I'm failing spectacularly to make progress without. I'm going to do something to give me give myself a break here. So I see 4 and 5 in this column, 4 and 5 in this column. So that's going to give me. So if you consider no 4s or 5s in these two columns, and that's going to restrict 4 and 5 to those two cells there. So I'll put those in, because that could come in useful. Hopefully will come in useful. It will also limit. Okay, so this 3 blocking up this column, this 3 blocking here. So that means it will limit 3 to those 2 squares there. Well, I'll just carry on. I think 8 will block this square here, so 8's going to... Oh, no. I apologize. Hold on. That's not true. As I say, these games are live. I make mistakes. I didn't quite make a mistake there, but I almost did. Alright, let's get back to doing other candidates then. Okay, so 6 blocking here, 6 blocking here. So 6 is going to be a pair down here, and will also be a pair down here. This 5 blocks along here, 5 blocks along here will give us 5s in these 2 squares. 8's blocking here, 8's blocking here will give us a pair of 8's in these 2 squares here. Oh, this might be more useful. 8 blocking along here, 8 blocking up here. So 8 will be in those 2 squares there. Nope. 8 blocking up here, 8 blocking up here. The middle one, so 8 is here and here. I thought it might give us an 8 there, but it didn't. I'm just looking for pairs at this stage in the game. So there's 2 blocking down here, 2 blocking down here, gives me a pair of 2's in those 2 squares there. If you're new to Sudoku, a quick tip, try and find paired candidates. This will be of great value in finding other numbers. Well, okay, so perhaps the observer is going to give us a bit of a tough one today. The Guardian has been very gentle with us for the last few weeks, actually. So maybe it's time for something a bit more challenging, and today could be the day. I'm always saying that. Today could be the day. Well, in that case, I'm going to have to seriously look. You know, I kind of sometimes just flutter my eyes around without looking very seriously. One blocking down here, one blocking across here gives a pair of ones in these two squares. If we manage to find one of these numbers, then that will knock out plenty of others, of course. This block here, I have a feeling, should be the place to focus on. Yeah, I sometimes don't look very diligently at what's going on in the game, preferring to kind of rely on intuition. Somehow or another, having played the game so often, my eyes are often directed towards parts of the puzzle without me actually making a conscious decision to do that. 5 blocking along here, 5 blocking up here gives us a pair of 5s in those squares there. But you know, at some point that's often not enough, and you need to be a bit more methodical. I'll put in these 2s as I mentioned. That was the first thing that I saw today before seeing anything else, were 2s limited to these 2 squares. Well, it does appear I'm going to need to be very busy with candidate filling. Okay, so maybe this 6 blocking down here, so 6 is in these 2 squares here. Ah, 4 blocking along here, so 4. It's always nice if we can restrict a number to a column or a row, because then we can eliminate often up and down that column or row. In this case, it doesn't make any difference. 4 is blocking here, 4 is blocking here, so 4 is still available just for those 2 locations anyway. But the 5 also blocks along here, which is much nicer, and I've only just noticed it. It took me a while to see, but that's good, because now of course that 5 can't stand, so 5 has to be in this location here, and now this is our 5 and this is our 4, so that's helped us slightly. That will limit us to 4 in these 2 squares here, right? 4 blocking here and the 4 blocking up here. That will also, this 1 up here now and 1 across now limits 1 to just those 2 squares, and when that will block this square blocked, these squares blocked I should say, so 1 is now limited there. So I can find out what's missing here as well now, of course. So 1, 2, 3 we don't have, and so fellow Sudokans, you suddenly will be seeing digits appearing that you didn't see a moment ago, and the reason for that is I had a camera disaster again. I think the camera overheats or something, or the computer overheats, I don't know, but it suddenly shuts down for at random times for no apparent reason. And rather than start the video again, because I don't feel like starting it again, it's a Sunday, I'm going to show you what I was explaining when I thought the camera was recording, but it wasn't. I gotten to the point, it appears, when I just filled in one candidates here. And so I'm not sure if I had explained this already, but 3 and 7 have to be the candidates here because we have 4 and 5 here already. So 3 and 7 are blocking here. Okay, they have, and that means there's no 3 or there's no 7 allowed here. 7 blocks here, so 7 are candidates here. This 7 that's being 7 being blocked here means that 7 must appear in either this square or this square in this column because we don't yet have a 7. And that's as far as I got before I swore very loudly upon seeing the screen go dark again. And this is happening fairly frequently, actually. It's an unfortunate thing for me. Right, so now I shall try to regain concentration after having to restart the annoying computer. I did notice that 3 is limited to these 3 squares, but I couldn't narrow it down to a pair, so I didn't bother filling in the candidates just yet. Okay. Okay, so I'm it's kind of bugged me and annoyed me. So let's fill in some candidates. Where now? Let's maybe just double check on here. What's missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's only a 9 that's missing. 9 is the only digit missing in this block, and it doesn't appear here. Ah, great. So in fact we can fill in a 6 here then. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it is. So that has to be a 6. So let's fill that in before we go ahead, and let's fill in that 6 there and get rid of candidate 6. Now I have to keep looking at the screen to see if I'm still recording or not. So 9 is now a candidate in these 3 squares. Is that going to do anything useful? No. So I'm going to fill it in. So let's fill in candidate 9 like this. Now, so this 6, is that going to help us? 6 across here, 6 down here, 6. No, still can't quite limit to a pair. Okay, I was hoping for a, to limit a bit more there. Alright. Well, I see this 8 blocking these 2 squares now, so 8 is available only in these 2 places. The 9 is a bit trickier. And okay, that's about it, I think. So I want to work on this box, even though there are not many numbers in here. It might be more logical to work over here. But I just like this idea of seeing 3 paired candidates in one cell, because I know from experience that if you find just one number here, the whole thing is going to collapse in this box, and generally, often, let's say, around the grid. So let's see, 1, 2, we have 3 is blocking here. Any other clues? No. So just 3 can appear in these squares like so. 4 we have, 5 we have, 6 now blocking along this central row, but nowhere else. So 6 like so. 7 blocking down this column, and that's it. So 7's like this. 8s, 9s are done. Okay, let's have a look down here. 1 and 1, so 1's go in the corner. 2, we have 3 blocking along here, 3 blocking down here, gives us 3s in these squares. 4, we have 5, we have 6 blocking down here and across here, giving us 6 here. 7, don't know anything at all about 7. 7s. 8s and 9 blocking along here and blocking down there. So again, 9s like 1s in the corners. When you see digits across the centers, then that usually means the corners are available. Ooh-wee. Today's puzzle is going to be trickier than I had first expected from the observer. As I said though, it's really unknown. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Right then, up here, so 1 blocking here, so 1 is in these 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the only missing number, and it can't go here, but it can go anywhere else. Like so. 8, 9, 7, okay, that looks good. And up here now, let's get this. So 1 we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no information on 7. 8 across the center here. And 9, no idea. Excuse the vendor driving past. Well, it hasn't given me anything that I can see that's really useful. I was thinking it would be simpler, but there you are. I've been pleasantly surprised. I mean, it gives me more chance to think as long as the camera holds up. Right then, over here, since this is done already, over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is blocking along here. 7 is being blocked nowhere. 8 we have, and 9 is blocking this column, central column only. So this is what we have. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and finish candidate filling. Okay, I can see it. 1 blocking down here, 1 blocking across here. 3's blocking here, and 3's blocking here. So 3's are restricted here. 4 blocking along here, 4 blocking up here. So 4's are allowed in these 3 cells. 5 blocking down here, 5 blocking along here. So again, limiting us to 3 positions, but not the same ones. 6 and 6 we have already. 7, 8 we have already. 9 blocking along the center and blocking up here. So 9 like this. 6, 8, 9, 6, 9. So I see 3 numbers in 3 squares, but it doesn't help me at all because we've already limited 3 and 7 here, so that was a waste of time. It was just something I saw was useless. Okay, no, can't see anything. So 1, 2, 3 blocking along here, and that's it. So 3s like this. Oh look, I've been missing a number that I should have put in, and I guess you have been staring at it the whole time and not telling me, right? 4 across here and 4 up here gives us a 4 here and also an 8 here, because I had that down as a pair. Okay, and clearly this is also an 8 now, so 8 blocking here, 8 blocking here. That's an 8. This is now a 1, right, because it can't. And this 8, this is the only 8 left now. So down here, this is an 8. That will leave us with 7, 9, 7, 9. Okay. Why didn't you warn me? Why weren't you shouting louder at the TV or whatever you're watching this thing on? Let's get rid of the candidates that I can't use now. 1, 7, 9. That leaves me with, down here, no 8. Okay. So 7, 9. Now we're left with 7, 9 along here. So that means we can get rid of candidate 9, sorry, here and here, and that will limit us to 9 here and here. And I'm going to promote it to the top left like this, because that will give you pause for thought, because now you'll see that 8 cannot exist here. 6 and 9, 6 and 9 only. So now we can remove that 8, and in fact we can fill in an 8 here. You could have seen it by other ways now, just by looking along here, because the other 8s that I filled in, but still, it's often nice to see it like that. Now this 1 means that that can't be a 1 now, that's a 4, and this is now a 5, and that's a 4. Okay, so let's get rid of candidate 4 over here now. So that's 5, 3, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, and this is 6, 9. Okay, that looks good. It would be the last block that I looked at, wouldn't it? That's Murphy's Law, or Sod's Law, my mum used to call it. You know, the last place that you start checking for candidates is where you find something. So something easy that you should have spotted before. There we go. Should I just do a bit more up here? What else is there to do? 3971. Okay, just double checking, see if there's anything else. Yes, I've got to get rid of candidate 4 here, and that will give me a 4 here. Okay, and well, since 4 was a pair down here, 4 has to appear here, and I should get rid of candidate 4 there, leaving with 2, 7, 7, 6, and 2, 7, 6. That's okay. Right, making more sense now. Right, so shall we get back to? I might as well get back to what I was doing before I rudely interrupted myself. So, okay, so I was up to candidate 6. I think is not allowed here, but can go anywhere else. So 6, like this. 7s, actually we can't tell because we have 7s still possible along here, so 7s can go anywhere. 8 we have already. Last number to fill in is 9, and no, we still can't restrict 9 just yet. I don't believe so. Oh, so 9s are anywhere. 9, 7, and 1, 9, 7. That looks reasonable. Okay. Right. So donkey work done, I think. Now it's time for the more subtle skills. where to begin looking. You know, I have filled in some digits, so I need to re-examine what I have, of course. And part of it is just checking that things look okay and that nothing looks like it's a fault. By fault, I mean an error, a mistake of mine. Okay. That's a 631. Okay, so the thing that I notice now is that in this block here, 3 doesn't appear here, 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 or here. And 3 is limited here, so here. So this is in fact a pair. Let me promote that like so, and let me get rid of candidate 3 here, which will give us a 6. Is that right? 3 was okay. Yeah, okay, that was right. So let me put it in as a pair like this, so I can make things a little clearer, just in case it starts to get a bit hectic later on. Okay, so now I'm left with a 6 here, and so clearly that's a 5, and that's a 3, and that's a 1, and that's a 5. And there's no 1 here now, so that's our 1. Now here we go. So now we can fill in the 2. Actually, the 5 we've got already, and a 6. So 1 and 6, so that's got to be our 7. This is our 3. I've been waiting for that one to fall. Okay, up here now, no 7 or 3, which will leave us with 6 or 9, which is accurate because 6 and 9 in this square here, they must match when you have 2 empty cells like that. That's good. Now 6, let's get rid of candidate 6 here, leaving us with a pair of 6s in these 2 squares. Is that going to do anything useful? Not exactly. But anyway, I see that 2 now has to appear here, right? Because this blocks this square, so that's now a 7, and this is a 6. If we bring that 6 over, we'll see that that now has to be a 6. So this now has to be a 9, and this is a 6, and this is a 9. Okay, so that now has to be a 7. There should be one remaining number left, and it's a 3. So we can put that in. 3 pair here, so that's a 3 there. Okay, there's no 6 here anymore. It could still be 9 or 7. Let's get rid of some stuff here. No candidate 3 there. 197. There's no 9 here anymore. So this is now 1 or 7. And so 9 has to appear here. And this is a 7 now. So we're now left with 1 and 9 here. Seven blocking down here, that's a 7, that's a 3. This is a 3 now. This 1 means that 1 can't exist down here, so 1 is in this square, and that means 1 is in that square, and 9 is there. 9 blocks this square, so 9 is here. There's one number left. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 6. Okay, left here now, 9, 7 or 9, that's got to be a 7, that's a 9. Here now, that's 7 or 9, that's a 7, that's a 9. Up here, 7 or 1, that's the 7, that's the 1. Let's double check and make sure we don't have any terrible errors. I did make one once on this channel, and something I didn't notice. until a polite viewer pointed it out, and I see that it looks to be okay. So thank you. I'm going to grade that as I'm not sure. It could even be a hard level. I think it's maybe somewhere between medium and hard. I'm going to call it a medium/hard puzzle from the Observer today. Please subscribe to this channel and other Sudoku channels, and come back and visit again, and hopefully my camera will hold up a bit better. That's it for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye bye.